clear. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to send out some notices to everybody that I'm on here because I know that it's been a while. I've been off schedule lately, so it's been kind of crazy. But I am hopefully going to be back on schedule this week, and we will be doing some fun, nice watercolor creations, hopefully. Hey, Mom, welcome in. Hey, Kinder Kelly, how's it going? Yes. I have been kind of out of it a little bit the last couple of weeks. It's just been crazy between the storm and my internet being crazy. And then I had to go out of town this weekend. So it was just crazy. My mom stayed here with my pup. I hope that he behaved for her because he can be a bit much sometimes. I'm just sending out these notices to everybody that normally attends my lives so that they know that I'm on, because I want to make sure that they have notification. You nearly froze. I told you that concrete floor in my house is very cold. Like it keeps it colder than normal because the concrete floors are cold. But you brought your heated blanket, right? Y'all, my mama, she complains about the cold. Okay, so we are going to do this cute little guy today. Somebody requested a Dachshund, so this is the cute little guy that we're going to do today. Now, you guys, he's going to be hard, and he will not look absolutely nothing like this. However, that's what we're going to attempt, okay? That's our attempted thing. That's what we're going to attempt today, is the Dachshund, because somebody had suggested that we do that, so we're going to try it. I want to tell you guys a couple things before we get started, though. There's a few really cool things that I've just found that have come, that I already own, but they are on the TikTok shop now, and I wanted to show you guys because, oh, here, let me turn this heater down just a tad so we don't have those waves in my thing. Okay. This is the first one. Remember I was telling you guys about this a week ago or so? Well, they have is now on the TikTok shop. So it is that Draw Your Day book that I was telling you guys about, and it teaches you kind of how to document your day with like little doodles and things like that. So you end up with like a full day of like a little journal for the day. So that's got like the date and then just like some fun little graphics and watercolors about what happened that day. So this book right here is what I used to do my Draw Your Day sketches that I had showed you guys. So if you guys were curious about that, I wanted to show you guys that it's now on the TikTok shop. So hopefully those of you who were interested in this can grab it. This is another example of kind of how it can be done. I do mine in black and white. I haven't put color on mine yet, although I could because I did them with the multi-liners. So you're not gonna, they won't smear if I add color to them because I did them with the grabby multi-liners. But so far mine are just in black and white. But I think this is such a cool idea. And this book shows you it just kind of gives you some guidance on how to spot things in your day that you could doodle and paint in your journal and document. It gives you ideas about color and just like how to sketch, the process of like doing that sketch. Sometimes it gives you, hints, like examples and hints on lettering and things like that. So I just thought, I love this book. I've had it for a while and I did not get it off TikTok shop. However, now that they have it on TikTok shop, I think that I wanted to share the link with you guys because I'm allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to share the link where I got mine And so I wanted you guys to be able to see kind of examples of how this draw your day process goes. I love it. It's been so much fun to kind of learn how to just sketch out my day and document that. So it's great for like if you do traveling and you want to journal your day for if you're out at the beach, or if you're, at a travel, like at a work convention or at a craft show, or anything that you want to document. This book kind of shows you how to spot things to add to your journal and to be able to do that. So I just wanted to share that with y'all because, again, I did not, this was not on TikTok Shop when I showed it to you guys, but it is now. So I wanted you guys to see it. I did have a good weekend, Rhonda. I was gone to a gymnastics competition. Thanks for the heart, me mom. Y'all don't forget to grab your engagement points right here. I was at a gymnastics competition this weekend. I do a lot of social media marketing and web design for gymnastics competitions because obviously gymnastics is my background. If y'all know me at all, you know that. And so one of the meets that I do that for was this weekend, and I'm in charge of their social media for the weekend. So I go down there and do that. So I had fun watching very amazing gymnastics all weekend. I had a blast. I loved it. I am glad to be home and back in my studio to do our tutorial today though. So, all right, so there's that. Now, the other thing I'm going to do for you guys, there's two things. Okay. I got a flash sale code for this big screen that I've showed you guys that I have. They sent me a flash sale code for you guys to save a little bit of money if you guys are interested in doing that. Now, if you do lives or anything at all, this screen right here is amazing because I can see you guys here. I can see your comments coming through here, all of that. But it also is like a streamer desktop. So like you can, and it's touch screen. So you have all your apps on here. You can do your, hang on one second. Let me get it up there for you guys. 1 minute, because I want to be sure. There we go. I want to make sure that I've got the right one up though, because mine is the 32-inch one. There it goes. Okay. So this is, and guys, it is pricey, and I think there's a payment plan on it and all the things. So you can click it. I'm pretty sure there's like a 4 payment plan or whatever, but I wanted to show it to you guys because they did send me a flash code for you guys to save a little bit of money. Like $100 or something. It's normally $7.99. So the flash sale code is for $6.90, but it rolls around. So like I can move it around my studio really easily, as you can see. So I can put it wherever I need it. It does go up and down as well. So it'll go up taller if I want it to. You can turn it and you can watch it this way, which is really cool. It's got an HDMI cable in the back if you want to hook up a camera to it. You can film your lives. What I love about it is that when I'm doing my lives and things like that, I'm able to see all of the things that I want to look at. Like if I want to do the desktop streamer or whatever. So, I love the fact that I've got this available to me to my left so I can look at you guys and see your comments coming through and everything, which is really nice. I can scroll through my products if I need to, all of that. Also, when I'm filming, I can put my script up here and then I can film here, and that way I can glance at my script in the back if I need to when I'm filming videos. So I love this as a tool. But also, obviously, it can be an entertainment center. When my grandkids are over here, there's games on here, and they love to sit and play games on this. So it's got dual purposes. But I wanted to show it to you guys, and I wanted to run that flash sale. So it'll be going throughout the live today. So if you're looking for something like this for your setup, then I just want you guys to know that I will have the flash sale running during today's live in case you're wanting to save a little bit of money. Again, you can do a payment plan on that if you choose to. There's different options, so you guys can see that. And there's a different one. There's also a 27-inch one. There's a case for it. There's, you know, a couple of different things. They're all of those flash sales are running. Additionally, the flash sales for my printer is also running as well. I'm going to start that for you guys because I still have flash sales for those going on. And the 50 pack of paper is back in stock. So if you guys were looking for the 50 pack of paper and you didn't get it because it was out of stock, just know that it is now back in stock. And let me see if I can find the printer for you guys. Let's see. This is the paper right here. And I'm going to show you guys the printer as well, because that is on here somewhere. I just have to find it. I thought I did it. I thought I put it on here. What? Oh, here it is. Let me start that. So this printer flash sale, you can get the printer and the and 5 sheets of the paper for $64.99. Now, if you want the printer with the 50 sheets of paper, you can get it for under $100. So you can get the printer and 50 sheets of paper for less than what the printer is by itself normally, which is normally $159. But now you can get the printer and the 50 sheets of paper for under $100. So you can click that link if you're wanting to get this cool little printer. I love it. It's amazing. It prints stickers. I'm able to print photos off my phone. I'm able to print stickers of my work. And what I usually do is I take a photo of it and then I will print stickers. And on site, if my stickers sell out, I can just print more, because you can print these for less than $1 and then you have stickers available of your prints. These are always big sellers for like the teenage crowd. They love stickers. And so these stickers of my art tend to sell really well with that crowd. Goodness, can't even talk today. With that crowd. So, and like I said, if I have one that's popular and it sells out, because this is mobile and easy to do straight from my phone, I can just print more on site and stick them in the little bin where my stickers are. So this is a really cool thing to have if you do a lot of like live shows with your art and you sell your art, because you can print, you know, on-site stickers as well. And it's fun too, if they buy a piece of art, to throw a sticker in there of the art with it, so they have a sticker of it as well. So I think that that's a fun thing to do for my people who purchase my art at my shows. So, so that flash sale will also be running. Good morning, Feral Mom. How are you? Thank you for popping in, and thank you for that good morning gift. I appreciate that so much. Are the stickers waterproof? Katie, that is a good question. I do not know that answer, but let's find out. I'm going to put some water on here. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, looks like they are. I don't see any issues. Maybe a little slight different in color, unless that's the actual photo itself. I'm not sure. But yeah, so they look like they are. I just put water on them, smeared it. Looks pretty good. Oh yeah, I see. You get them, you put them on drink cups. Yeah, that's what I think most of the people that, you know, the teenagers that are buying stickers at my shows, they always say they're putting them, you know, on their cups. So I think that must be a big thing these days, is to put stickers on your cups. So, but yeah, I just put water on it and it's still basically the same color. It's not smearing or anything like that. So looks pretty steady. So, okay. So that is that. So that flash sale for that printer and for the paper will be running throughout the live today. So just so you know, if you are, thank you for the popular feral mom. If you are wanting to grab the printer, or if you're needing some extra paper, the 50 pack of paper is now back in stock. So let me tell you what product number the paper is so that you guys know where it's at in case you need it. Because the only paper that was in stock last week and the week before last was the 20 pack of paper, but I noticed this morning that the 50 pack of paper is back in stock, and you can get it for, I think it's $28 and some change, like $28.99 I think, for 50 sheets of the paper for the printer. So that's a really good deal. It's just barely over $1 a sheet. Well, $1 a pack, sorry, not $1 a sheet. $1 a pack. So, and it is product number 14. So if you're looking for the paper, product number 14 is where you'll go. And that is on a flash sale code. I have 10 of those sales available. So I have 10 of the paper and I have 10 of the printers available, and I have 10 of the big screens available as well, the KTC meg pads. So I have 10 of those available as well. So all of those will be on flash sale today during our live. So if anybody's interested in that. And again, remember this thing right here, I use it obviously for, you know, my lives and for my business, but it also has a lot of entertainment value as well. And it does have, there are options for some payment plans on that as well. Yeah, Shark Tooth Lady, I put water on it and it didn't do anything. It was fine. I put water on this one and smeared it, rubbed it, and it's fine. So, I think I mean, it handled the water just fine. So, it should be okay. All right. I mean, obviously, probably if you soaked it, it probably wouldn't because it's paper, but, you know, I'm not soaking mine. If you wash it, like if you just wash it, run it under water and wash it, it seems like it'll be fine because I just did that and it was fine. So, okay, the sticky part on the back. Oh, I don't know about that when it's actually stuck to something. That's a good question. I don't have enough water to test that right now, but you know what? I will test it and find the answer out for you guys. I'll put one on my little, coffee cup later today and I'll test it out and see what happens. Because it very well may not be for that. I don't know. So good question. And thank you for clarifying. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's talk about what we're going to do today. We're going to be doing our tutorial for the dog today. That is what I showed you guys earlier, and I will show you all that inspiration picture again in a little while. But we're going to do that, and so we are going to need several things. So let's go through what we're going to need in order to get this done. The very first thing that we are going to need, well, the first thing we're going to need is paper, okay? So the meat and paper, and I've rearranged my desk, you guys, because I got a new marker thing in. So I'm going to have to, I may be kind of searching today because I have a new system going on. But this is the paper. Okay, this is the paper that I use. It is the Meeden watercolor paper. It is the 5x7 size, cold press 100% cotton. It is amazing. Look at the texture of this paper. It is so absolutely beautiful. And you can fit 4 ACEO sizes on one sheet of this paper, which is one of the reasons that I love this size, is because you do it and you have no waste. So you don't end up with like a little bit of paper that you can't use or a little bit of paper that doesn't really make any sense because it's just like a strip or whatever. You end up with no waste and 4 ACEO sizes out of one sheet. You get 20 sheets of paper in a pack, which is great because you can get 80 of this size out of one pack of this paper. So from a deal standpoint, it is an amazing price. And it brings the cost of your ACEOs way down from a standpoint of, you know, how how costly, you know, your paper is. So if for some reason yours is not, hope this helps. Thank you, Shark Tooth Lady. It does help very much. Thank you so much. And thank you for being so sweet about my art. I appreciate that. So this is, so this is the paper that we're going to be using, is this Meeden watercolor paper, but you can use whatever paper that you have that you love. You do not have to use what I use. All right. So there's that. And then the next thing that we are going to be using will be this Nick Pro mechanical pencil sketch kit. This is what we are going to use to draw our art. Now remember last week when I did mine, we did a stamp, but today we're going to be drawing the art. Okay. It comes in this beautiful, or not beautiful, but this functional travel case, which I love because I take it everywhere with me. But you get your 0.5, 0.7, 0.9, and your 2.0 mechanical pencils. And you get all of the different hardnesses in your lead as well. And you get colored lead erasers. You get a kneaded eraser. You get soft erasers. You get your pencil sharpeners, the whole thing. So everything you need is in this kit. Now, what I love about mechanical pencils when we're talking about art is that you get consistent lines, okay? Because you don't have to worry about the tip dulling. If you are using a regular pencil, what happens is you end up with the tip of it really pointy when you start, but then by the time you finish, it dulls down to this thick rounded tip. So you don't get consistent lines. But if you are doing a, let's say you're doing a drawing, let me pull this out here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. If you are doing a drawing, like say this, before you start, all of my lines in this mane are the same thickness. And the reason that they are is because I used a mechanical pencil to draw it so that my tip stays consistent in width. Now, it may not, it's going to wear down and I'm going to have to push the end of it and push more ink, more lead out, but it's not going to change widths because it's not going to dull down. And that is what I love about a mechanical pencil. So like I can do a small one here. I can do larger size leads here. And you can use all the different sizes, but you get consistent lines when you draw. So that's what makes it really good to have a good mechanical pencil set for sketching. And so that is what we're going to be using today is this Nick Pro mechanical pencil set. So if you guys are looking to get a really good sketch kit, I'll be using the 0.5 today for the puppy dog that we're going to do. But if you're going to be looking for, if you're looking for a good sketch kit, this is a good one to have. Again, when you're doing things like drawing your day, like we were talking about earlier, I have a Draw Your Day sketchbook. Let me pull it out for you guys so you guys can see it. And when you do that, let me just show you, you can see that I need different sizes of leads. Okay. Cause I sketch it with pencil before I go over it with my fine liners. So like for this bicycle, the frame of the bicycle needed a thicker lead than obviously the shading in the croissant. Same thing here. The shading on the easel and on the canvas needed a smaller lead than the outline of the easel. So those types of things, when I'm doing like draw my days or anything like that, are going to be much, much easier when I have different lead options. Okay. So that is the pencil set that we are going to be using today. So I hope that that helps you guys. Hang on one second. I want to get my heater going right here because I am chilly in here today. Matter of fact, I'm going to put my sweatshirt on. Okay. Now, the next thing that we are going to need is we are going to need a watercolor set. Now, I have a ton of watercolor sets and I love them all. My very favorite go-to set is this Meeden 96 color set. So that is the one that I will be using today. Let me pull that up for you guys so you guys know. All right, and this set has this little fold-out palette, which also comes off so I can use it wherever I need to. It comes with 48 colors of your primary and secondary colors, which is great. And they go from smallest, good grief, from lightest to darkest. So you can learn to shade really easy with these. They also have your metallics for highlighting without overpowering your work. You have these two macaroon sections right here, and you have a neon section right here. You also get a pencil, you get a brush, you get an eraser, and you get 2 art sponges along with the detachable palette as well. This is a great set. It folds down. It's easy to travel with. It is heavy. You can also pop out these sections to use, which I do often as I'm doing them. So as I'm using them, that makes for really good convenience when you have a small space that you're working in, like when I'm doing my lives and I only have a certain amount of space in my viewfinder. So it works really well. Love this palette, and that is what we're going to be using today. However, I also have the Meeden tube paints as well, which are right here in this. Okay, those are really good as well. And I keep them in this palette right here, which is the Meeden empty palette that you can fill up with the tube paints, and then you just refill it as they start to run low. So that is what I did with my tube paints, and I love these paints. They're wonderful. They work like this palette does because they have been put into this palette. But normally, you know, that way I don't have to pull this out every time, and I don't have to pull out my tubes individually. I just have to keep refilling this as it runs low. So I love that. Those are also down in the shopping cart as well. So those are a good paint. If you prefer tube paints, then that is a good option as well. Okay. But again, use whatever you have on hand. You do not have to use what I use. Okay. All right. Let's see. The other thing that we're going to be using is the Meeden brush set, which is right here. Let me grab that for you guys so y'all can see the brushes that we will be using. And you know what? I think I want to say, my Meeden #1 is in with my travel stuff. Let me grab it really quickly. I took it this weekend. These were the 2 brushes I took this weekend to my event because I was traveling. All right, so these are the Meeden professional watercolor brushes. They are a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 7 in size. They have the synthetic squirrel hair, so they hold their tips really, really well, and lots of water. You can do detail work as well as really good just regular heavy work. They do not rust, so you're not going to end up with rust in your paint because this metal will not rust. The ferrule is really nice and tight. They're made ergonomically so as to reduce hand fatigue. So if you're painting for hours on end, your hand gets less tired, which I do. And then they're short, so you can control your strokes really easily. So these are a great professional brush set if you're looking for one that is not going to break the bank. So it is... you know, you're not going to be paying $40, $50 a brush when you're, which you can do. And there are times when that is necessary, but this is not one of those times. And so this set is going to be under, it's actually on a flash sale today. So it's under $30 for the entire set, which is amazing. So if you guys are looking for a great professional brush set that's not going to break the bank, then this is a good set for you guys. All right. And we're going to be using that. But again, use whatever you have on hand. Do not feel like you need to have what I have in order to do this tutorial with us today. Okay. I want you guys to, the point of today's tutorial is to paint. Okay. Regardless of what tools you have, we are going to create. Okay. All right. So, and as we go and use other tools along the way, I will tell you about those because we're going to use the Grabby multi-liners today. We're also going to use the probably the Golden Maple detail brush. We're probably going to be using the colored pencils from Color today. So there'll be a lot of different things that we're going to use. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Let me show you guys the inspiration pick for today. This is AI generated. It is not someone's art. We are not stealing someone's art. We are going to use this as inspiration only. We're going to paint it ourselves, and it is not going to look like this when we are done. So do not have any expectations, guys, on what yours should look like, because it's going to be important to know that it's going to be your art. It's not going to be this piece of art. Okay. So if you want to take a screenshot of this before we get started, go ahead and take a screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to get started on painting this. We're going to do it in an ACEO size. And I like to tape my borders down, and I like to do it on a piece of wood so that I don't, so that I can move it around. So hang on one second. Let me find my wood because it's, again, I rearranged my workspace. And because I did that, I've kind of got everything kind of every places that I don't normally put them. So now I can't remember where I stuck my piece of wood that I normally use. So I've got to find that really quickly. If you guys will just be patient with me for one moment, I will find that. What did I do with it, you guys? I may have to use something different today because I don't know if I stuck it. I stuck it in here. Y'all, what do you think I did with that? It couldn't have gone far. And I have 2 of them, and neither one of them are anywhere to be found right now, which is not good. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm just going to use this then. All right, I'm going to use my stamp block today to tape mine down, just because I can't find my piece of wood, and I'm not sure. I don't want to spend too much time searching for it. So, all right, so what we're going to do is we are going to tape down our piece of paper so that the borders are covered and we are able, if I can get my washi tape out of the drawer, y'all, things are not doing right for me today. Okay, there it is. All right. So we are going to tape our borders down. And our paper that we are going to be using is the kneaded paper. And I have already cut mine down to size. But if you have not, just go ahead and take your 5x7 sheet and cut it down. Now, I'll put y'all in an overhead view in just a second. But for now, we are going to keep this view. So thank you for the follow, Shark Tooth Lady. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to go ahead and get our border done. Again, I tape mine onto something. Usually it's a piece of wood, which my wood is hiding from me today. But this is just a stamp block. And that way I can move it around when I need to. If I tape it to my desk, I'm not able to do that. So I prefer to tape mine to something that I can move around because I like to move it as I'm drawing so I can get the right angle with my hand to draw the way that I want to. So just know that you can tape it to your desk if you choose to. I just don't like to do that because I want to be able to move mine. All right. I'm ready for all this cold weather to go away, you guys. I live in Texas for a reason, because it's warm. So I do not like it when it is cold here. Okay. All right, now we have this ready to go. Love it. And we are going to do our little puppy dog today. Now, we're going to have to draw it first. And guys, I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to tell you guys up front, the drawing part of this is going to be difficult for me. Okay, I picked this because I knew it was going to be hard and I wanted to challenge myself because you guys have made me a better artist by making me get out of my comfort zone. So I want you guys to know that I'm thankful for that, but also at the same time, sometimes I pick things that maybe are not necessarily things that I can do. And this may be one of them. You know, this may be one of those times that I'm not able to draw it exactly correct. So just know that this might be a hot mess by the time we're finished. All right, I'm going to get you guys up on the overhead view. I did get a new tripod for this overhead view, so we'll see how that works. Or if it works, it's got the magnetic on it so that I can move it and take it on and off a lot easier, which is nice. But I don't know, it doesn't feel as heavy. So, all right, let's see. Let me just pull it like this. And let's see if we can get you guys at the right angle. Whoops. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about this not being heavy enough. All right. How does that look for you guys? Y'all will have to let me know. I'm going to put something on top of this so it doesn't tilt. Because it tends to want to tilt. And I don't want that to happen. So, give me just a second. I'm going to fix it. All right. That look good for everybody? Okay, good. All right. We are going to start drawing. Does everybody have their inspiration picture to look at? If not, let me just one more time show you guys. Here's what we're doing today. So everybody kind of get a good look at it. Click, screenshot it if you need to have it available to look at as we're drawing. All right, but this is what we are going to be doing. If I could learn how to do the little pictures in the corner of your lives, I could put our inspiration picture up there. Maybe I'll figure out how to do that at some point soon. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move this. Has me in screen. Let me mark my desk to know that I am in the screen so I know where not to move this out of. Okay. All right. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that very much. All right, we are going to get drawing. So here we go. We're going to start with, I'm going to start just at the top of the head where we have the eyes, and we're just going to go up and up like that. Kind of like two little teeny tiny mountains. Those are the eyes and the top of the head. And then we're going to bring that down like this. And on the other side, we're going to bring it kind of just out further like this so that we can do the ear. It's going to come up, and there's the point of the ear. And then we're going to come down and around. Just remember, guys, as we're doing this, we're doing that. Remember I talked about that continuous contour and how, hey, Tina K, we're doing a puppy dog this morning. Do you need to see it? Let me show you really quickly. This is what we are doing right here. We're doing this little puppy dog. Let me show you really quickly. This is what we are doing right here. We're doing this little puppy dog. So, just remember that your hand has to do what your eyes are doing, okay? Hand is doing what your eyes are doing. And that's important. It's important to remember that as your eye follows the drawing, your hand does exactly what your eye is doing. All right. Okay, so we've got the ear, and we're just going to bring that ear in and down and to a point. And we are going to come up. Like this. Okay, and that's going to give us, and technically the ear comes like this. It kind of goes, I'm going to do a really light sketch of it. Like that. Okay. And then we're going to bring the head part here. And it's going to bring that neck down. Okay, so we have that side done. Okay, now we're going to do this side. We've just come around the eye. Actually, let me erase this because I think I made that a little wide. All right, so we're going to go up and down. That's the eye. And then we're going to bring the ear out and down like that. I'm doing it in small sections so you guys can follow along. Okay, so very small sections. A pity. Oh, that's a good idea too. I'll put it on my list. Let me write it down really fast. Pitbull. I had a pity Rottweiler mix for years and years. His name was Noodles, and I loved him so much. Okay, so we have that, and we're going to kind of bring that out like that, and that's where it meets the nose, okay? So now we're going to have to come right back up here, and we're going to have to start where that eye comes in. Okay, so there's where that eye goes, and now we're going to bring that nose out like this. Okay, now I know it looks like a hot mess, but just know it will not when we get everything done, okay? So just trust the process. All right, so there's the nose. I'm going to bring the nose out to a little bit more of a point because I think it's too short. Because this is a Dachshund. He's got to have a long nose. So he's going to come way out here and then down. Okay. All right, so now we're going to bring that nose all the way around. And it's going to come up like that. Okay, so that's the nose and mouth. All right. The nose part is kind of like right here. Let me just draw in that nose so you guys can see it. Go down. Okay, so there's the nose. And then this is the mouth right here. Okay, got it? Okay, now right here, we are going to kind of bring the neck down. So we're going to come underneath the chin and bring that neck down like this. Okay, now don't worry about the detail, okay? We're going to put all of that in a little while when we add the color and blend it all together. So I don't want you to worry about the, like where the nose changes colors with the ears and all of that, because we're going to do that with the color part, okay? We just want to get the basic body drawn. Okay, so we're going to come out and in and out and in. Okay, and let's bring the legs down and down in front, just like that. Okay. Go ahead and do the rest of his little legs. Okay. And then we're going to bring his, well, let's do his feet. So his feet are going to kind of come out and in like this. Okay. And then same thing here, go out. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to bring his body out from here, about midway up in this little curve. We're going to go out and bring it down like that. And he's going to have a little foot coming out right here. Kind of connects. Okay. Then right here, we're going to come down and out like that. And we're going to have the little tail. Right there. Okay. All right. So that's the basic outline of our dog. Okay. Now I know he looks crazy and he doesn't have a face and we don't know where his eyes are and all the stuff. Don't worry. We're going to fix all of that in a little while. Okay. For now, we just need to have the outline done. All right. So everybody let me know in the comments how you're doing so that I know that you're ready to move on to the, sorry, you guys, I had the wrong thing pinned. This is what we're using currently, this pencil set. Okay, so everybody let me know how you're doing with the drawing. Are you ready to move on for color? Are you still working on your drawing? How you know, how's it going? Because I know it can be a little stressful. But just know that it's going to be, he's going to come out looking really nice when it's all said and done. You just have to trust the process. I'm going to put his ear right there and then bring this down like right here. So it's a little bit better. All right. Okay. So what we've got here is we do have to figure out kind of where his eye is going to be, because we want to make sure that we leave that white. So I'm going to put that eye right there. And I'm going to put this one kind of right there. Okay, so now he's got his little eyes, like the area where the eyes are going to be. But the rest of it we'll figure out as we go. I want to make this less pointed though. All right, there we are. Okay, we good? Kinder's ready. Anybody else? Everybody else in a good situation, ready to go? Let me get my kneaded eraser so we can lighten up some of these lines. And we're gonna just run it over here. So go ahead and use your kneaded eraser to get those lines to be a little bit lighter before we start adding color to this. Now this is going to be a lot of blending today because we're going to have to blend the browns and the blacks together without actually having separate lines to do that. So we're going to do a lot of wet on wet technique today. So everybody just be ready for that and know that the pigment kind of knows what to do. So don't Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't draw his little ear coming down here. Let's get that done. We're going to just draw it around. Okay, so that's the rest of his ear. All right. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to move on. All right, let's move on and let's do let me pin our paints that we're going to use today, and we will get started. All right, I'm using my Meeden #1 brush. I'm going to get actually, let's do a background first. So let's do the Meeden. I'm going to use the Meeden #5, and I'm going to put water all over my paper first. And I'm going to use a, let's see what color. I think I'm going to do a yellow background, but like a mustard yellow. So I'm going to use this color right here to go in the back. Just know that while he is yellow now, he will not be when it's all said and done. Okay. Go ahead and dry your brush. Pick up any excess water that you might have. And then we will dry him off. Okay. Let's let him dry. All right, and we're going to use a dark brown today, and we are going to use the ochre today, and we're going to use this yellow. So let me just tell you what colors I'm using. I'm using a I'm using a yellow ochre. I'm using an ochre. I'm going to use the dark ochre and probably the burnt umber as well. Okay, so in your palette, you're going to find those here. Okay, or in the palette that I'm using, right here in this section. Here is the ochre. Here is the dark ochre, and the burnt umber. Okay, are in this last palette. So the second set on the bottom row, the third set on the top row, and the last set on the bottom row are where the colors that I'm using are going to be located in your palette. Okay, if you have a different palette, just find something that's similar. Doesn't have to be the same exact colors, okay? All dogs are not the same color, so it's perfectly okay not to have the same exact colors as I have, okay? All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to do the nose area, okay? Now, I want to bring this... we want to kind of bring this down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take clear water. I'm going to take my #1 brush, and I'm going to take clear water, and I'm going to fill in the nose with clear water, the snout area. Okay. I'm not going to do the ear that comes above it. Okay. I'm going to just fill it in right here. Okay. I'm just going to do that area. Now, I want this to kind of come up into this area some as well, but not too much, okay? So just put a little bit of water in that area. And I want it to come down just a little bit right there. So I'm going to do that area. Okay. Now I'm going to take this ochre, and I'm going to add it to that area. And I'm going to let it kind of just follow the water. Where we want it to go, okay? So we want it to be in the nose. We also want a little bit right here at the top of the eye. And I'm going to go a little bit darker with that. And I'm going to go a little, put a couple little dark areas over here where it's going to start blending with that darker brown. Also some shadows right up underneath here. Okay. Okay, so that's his snout area. Now we're going to take that dark umber, or dark ochre, sorry, and we are going to do the same thing with the remainder of his head. So we're going to go ahead and while that's wet, add some clear water into these areas around the eyes. Okay. And just kind of bring that down just a little bit. And then we're going to add that dark in. Okay, now it's going to want to overpower a lot of this. Just remember, we want it to blend and do its thing. So don't do too much with it. Don't play around too much with it. But if you need to control it, dry your brush and just pick up a little bit of that water to control some of where that darker brown is going to go. But for the most part, remember, you want it to blend. So you kind of want it to do its own little thing. It's not going to hurt if you have more dark brown in some areas that maybe you weren't planning on having it. That's okay. Just remember, it's a dog. The hair is gonna do its thing. So you're not gonna be in control of that. Okay. God is in control of how his hair looks. So bring it down, you know, maybe put some, if there's some areas that you want some more dark shadows, add in a little bit. Use your dry brush to pick it up if you need to. You can add some more of that ochre color in to fill in if you need to. Like, don't just play with it, with the two colors blending until you see that it's like, oh yeah, that's how I want it to look. That's going to look really good like that. And then don't mess with it after that. Okay. Remember the areas that are darker, you can go in with that darker raw umber, and you can even add in some of that dark color in those areas that you want to be a little darker, like right here around the ear and up underneath the neck. Also, when we get our colored pencils, we can define those even more, those shadows even more. So don't feel like that has to be exact right now. Just know that we do want it to blend, okay? So bring that color all the way down. We're gonna do that darker color all the way down to the chest area. Okay, so we're gonna go kind of at the top of the legs. And then the chest area. And just know that as you add that dark in, okay, let it blend. You can also add in the ochre. So add in the ochre where you want it to go as well. And then just keep blending those out until you find something that you like, okay? Just don't, just know that when you're blending, you know, it is gonna kind of do its own thing, and that's okay. We want that to happen because it looks natural. The idea is to get it to look like a natural change in hair color on the dog. So just add where you feel like you need it. Take away if you need to. I'm going to bring that all the way down to the toes. This light ochre color. Okay, so we kind of have his little chest area And we can even add in some of that darker. You can even add black if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted it to be even darker in some of these areas. I'm going to bring this darker color down into the center here now. We'll separate those out once we get our detail brush or our detail pencils in, but for now we'll add that dark in here. Remember, you want that to be, those legs to be separated, so you can pick that up if you need to and just kind of fill that in. Okay, how's everybody doing so far? We getting it? Again, this is just blending. We're going to end up with a hot mess to start, so don't freak out. I promise it's going to be fine once we get our detail work in. Okay, now I want to go ahead and add in a little bit of this dark at the ear, right up here. So I'm just going to paint that dark in right there because it's not a blended area. Now that that's dry, I can kind of paint that ear in and bring it right up underneath the eye. I'm going to add in just a tad of the ochre right there in that one little spot, just to kind of give it a little bit of a different color. And now we have that ear kind of coming in there. Okay, if for some reason it starts to kind of blend, go ahead and take and separate that out because you want that ear to be separate. Now, granted, we're going to have a detail brush there, so that's not going to be a problem. We're going to have a line there, but I just want to be able to kind of see that separated out. Okay, now we're going to do that same thing with the ear that's coming out from underneath it. We're going to add in that darker raw umber. Wow, that was loud. Okay. Add in, make sure you have enough water that you can kind of blend your colors, because this part is dark, but also we want a little bit of that changing color in the ear there. Okay. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay. All right, so we got that ear done. Now let's do this darker ear here. Now what this ear is the lighter, the end of the ear is a little bit lighter than the top of the ear. So go ahead and do some clear water. And we're gonna do that light ochre color at the tip of the ear. And we're gonna blend it into this part of the ear that's gonna be the darker color. Okay, so we're gonna go with the light color here. Just kind of let it work its way up. And then the dark color here. And then we're going to do that ochre, that dark ochre in the middle. And we're going to kind of blend those together. So it's going to kind of make that ear ombre up to a darker color. Okay. Okay. I'm going to add just a little bit of black in right here at the tip. So I want it to be very, very dark right there. Okay. All right, same thing over here. I'm going to go ahead and add in just a little bit more water right here. And I'm going to add in just a little bit of that black right here on the tip of this ear. And right up underneath here as well. Okay, now I feel like we need to have some darker around the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and again get this entire area wet. Just be careful where you put that black. Don't get it too close to it. And I'm going to add in some of the dark raw umber around the eyes because I don't feel like that got dark enough. And across the nose right here in the center. And right across here. Now I want to bring it right here at the corner of where the mouth is going to be. Put some dark right there as well. Okay, I know that looks like a mess, but I promise you it won't once we get our details in there. Okay, go ahead and add some of that light ochre in right across the snout so that we've got that separated out from the rest of his body. And so you can see, you just kind of have to keep playing around with it until you get this blend the way that you want it. Keep adding water, keep taking water away, adding color, taking color away, and play around with it. There's not an exact science to this blending, but what happens is you get these really cool colors and blends that you wouldn't normally have because you let it do the blending for you. Instead of you trying to do the work, let it do the work for you, okay? All right, now let me draw this. Because he looks kind of crazy right now, and that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull my my pen out. I'm going to do the 005 for now, just to get a few little guidelines here so that I can see kind of where I want to add in any more of my blending, okay? So we know that this ear kind of comes up like this and down. And we know that the eye is going to kind of come up like this. So just go ahead and give it the shapes that you want it to have. So right here around the eye, I want there to be kind of a little wrinkle there. So we're going to put that in. The mouth is going to go, it's going to start kind of at this chin right here and kind of come up like this. And then it's going to kind of curve around and come like this, and then go up to the nose. Okay. And then the nose is going to be like this. And then in the nose, you have your little nostrils. Okay. And you can darken this up, give it some shading. so that we have that. And then we're going to bring this eye right there around to the nose. Okay, so we have this up underneath here. And then we have our ear coming down like this. And our eye kind of comes like this. Okay, so we're kind of getting some areas there where we can see, hey, we need to have, you know, some more shading here and some more shading there. And so you want to make sure, you know, if you need to go in and add some detail in to see where you're at, it's okay to do that. So I don't like this because this needs to come like this. So that's going to be more the ear there. Okay. Okay. All right. So we kind of have his little face mapped out, which is very helpful. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to draw in his little, first of all, his pupils so that we can know where that's going to be, because that will be very helpful in knowing where to put the pigment. Okay. Now let's do, let me see what I want to do next. I want to go ahead and get this area right here darker because it's not exactly the way that I want it to go. So I'm going to take black. I'm going to take some black and I'm going to kind of sweep some black in this area right here to kind of bring that shape and shadow around. And I'm going to blend that with some clear water into this brown. So that we've got that shadow of his head connecting at the ear. Okay. So I want to, and I also want to bring some black in right here at this. This area needs to be very dark to show that connection, that head connection, and not so that it doesn't get confused with the ear. Okay. All right. Now we need I'm going to pull out my detail brushes. So I'm going to get my golden maple brushes. I'm going to use let's see, I'm going to use the 18 in this golden maple set. Let me pull it up for you guys. Hang on. This is the set that's normally sold out, but they have, oh, they're almost sold out again too. So if you like this set, guys, grab it because they sell out fast. This is that. Thanks, Tammy. Okay, so now I'm going to take that black with my number 18 detail, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint in the areas around the eye that I need to be dark, okay, to make that eye lift look better. So we want to bring this kind of to a point right around the eye. Kind of like he's raising his eyebrow. And I'm using black to do this. And I'm going to bring it underneath as well. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to paint around that eye with my detail brush the areas that I need to be dark. So this is going to be up. I'm going to go right along the base of the white part of his eye there and right up here. And this is all going to be dark shadows. Okay. So quiet when I have to stop talking. Okay, so we have that. All right, now the other thing that we need to do is we really need to lighten this up some right here. And the only way I think I'm going to be able to do that is to use this mustard color I was telling you guys about. And I'm going to bring it in on top of that. And make that, this is hard to see, my lighting is not good, you guys. Right across the top there. And then add that and mix it with the ochre. Oops. And we're going to get that look of his eyebrows being raised. Okay, all right. So now let's bring down more of that dark burnt umber right around here. Oops, I need some water. Need a painting with watercolor. What paper do you use? I use the Meeden 5x7 cold press paper. What did I do with it? It's right here. I use this right here. And it is product number 4 in the shopping cart. It's cold press 5x7. And it's amazing. All right, let's go ahead and add our kind of darker shadows in right here. Just remember this, we're layering a little at a time. We did our initial blend and now we've got to layer these darker areas to get the look that we want. Okay, so now we're going to want right here in the mouth area, we want that to be a little bit darker as well. Right along here. Not too much darker, so use the dark ochre, not the burnt umber. Just kind of give it a little bit of a shadow there, right around the mouth area. Just right at the corner of the mouth. We're going to bring that in, kind of up here at the nose area. All right. Okay, so now he's got lots of different tones, lots of different shadows and tones coming through there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and do the eyes, because I want to get the eyes done because that's going to really change the way that he looks. And the way that we're going to do this is I'm going to use my white marker first. I'm going to use a white acrylic marker. Let me find it. To get the centers of his eyes first. Ooh, I don't want to use that one. Hang on. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use my gel pen, my white gel pen. Okay, so I'm going to use my ZSCM white gel pen. This is where these gel pens, these, you know, more higher quality, a little bit more expensive gel pens are going to come in handy, because you're not going to have to fight to get that white of the eyes, because we're going to go directly over the paint, over the watercolor paint. And because these are super juicy, we aren't going to have to fight with them to cover anything up or to make anything look the way that we want it to look. Okay, so I'm going to go over this part of his eye. with this gel pen. And I'm going to go over this part of his eye with the gel pen. And you can see that I now have white eyes. Okay, I don't have to worry. I didn't have to fight with it, nothing. So just so you guys know, I know that these are a little pricey, but also these are 100% the best gel pens on the market right now that I've found. Now, I mean, I can't say that as a guarantee because I don't know every gel pen on the market completely, but I can tell you that from my experience, the gel pens that I have used, these are the best. Let me find these for you guys though, because I want you guys to have access to them, and they are the ZSCM. So hang on. Right here, these are them. And the great thing about these pens, thank you, Stacy Lee. How are you? I'm glad to see you in here. I didn't see you come in the room. Sorry. All right. These are the ones that have the strip, the swatch strip where you color it and you put it down in the pen so you know what it looks like. And they come in this amazing case like this, and they open up and you can, you know, pick your pen, whatever pen you want out of it. And there's 100 in this, and I'm telling you guys, it's amazing. These are the best pens. I love these pens. They're my very favorite gel pen on the market, and I never have to fight with them. And that's one of the things I love about them, is I never ever have to fight with them about you know, getting especially the white, because white is iffy. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the black out of the same set, and I'm going to use the black to do the black part of the eye, and then we'll use the white to do the highlights. So they're going to layer really well. I love that about them. Let's see. And again, I know they're pricey, but they're worth every dime. I own every single set that they have. I have their 100 set, their 72 glitter set. I have their monochromatic set, and I have their Aura Sparkle 25 color set. That's how much I love these pens. Like, I have pretty much every set that they make because they're amazing. So, all right, let me find my picture again. Stacy Lee, this is what we're doing right here. This little guy right here. Obviously, he's not going to look just like that, but that's what we're working on. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to make my, oh, this is white. I need black. I'm going to make my black circle right here. In the middle. And then right here. I love how these layer. Super easy. Okay, so we've got that. Make sure it's dry. These are super juicy, so they don't dry as quick. So you want to make sure that they're dry before you try to layer them. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put in our white highlight, which is going to be right here at the top. Oh, hang on. There we go. Right here at the top. I just barely touch it. And then right here, right there, and one right there. I don't want to do too much. There we go. Okay, so we have our little highlights on the pupils. Not too much. Okay, so now he has his little eyes. That makes a big, big difference, guys. Okay. Now, another thing that we can do is we can layer over the top of his eyes with gel pens that we want, if we want to highlight that lift of his eye, that kind of like eye raise that he has. But we'll do all of that at the very end if we feel like we need to. But we don't want to do too much right now because we're still working on shading. All right, but I wanted to get those eyes in because I wanted to see what I needed to put in there. So now I'm going to take my brush again, now that I know what I need, and I'm going to get some of this light umber, or this ochre, and I'm going to add in just a tad of that light ochre right along the base of his eye right here. Okay. And right in the top right here, just a little bit. And that, all that's going to do is give that, bring that personality out in him, in his eyes. Okay. Okay. Now, moving back to our Meeden brush set. So out of our detail brush set and back into our Meeden set, we're going to do the, hang on. We are going to come back and do some of these darker highlights that we want along the rest of his body. Okay. So now that we have that base down, it's time to layer some of these darker highlights in. Okay. So we're going to get some of that black and we're going to bring it kind of in where those legs are going to go. Okay. So we're going to bring in that black more down here. We want this to be dark in between his little legs. Okay, and we've just kind of highlighted that. Now, along here, we're going to want this to, again, blend more. So get some clear water, go over the top of what we've already done. And let's go ahead and add in some of that. Okay, so we're just layering this new blended layer over the top. Okay, you can also do that same thing by darkening up this leg. Just add in some of that ochre again, but a little bit more of the darker, you know, more pigmented this time, to bring it up and blend it into that again. Okay, so again, we're just layering this up. Careful not to get it in the middle. Okay, so now that's kind of blended there. So let's go ahead and dry that part. Yeah, this heat gun that I have is really nice. I love it. It's super quiet. It is the Let's Resin heat gun. So it looks, it is, I think I have it in here somewhere. Let me see. Right here. This is the one that I use. I love it. It's quiet. It has 2 settings, high and low. It also comes with the silicone tips so that you don't touch it and burn yourself, which is nice. It also has extra tips that can like centralize the heat down to like a really small area if you want to do that. It's got a lot of different features on it. So I love this heat gun. So, and this is the low setting. So it's very, very quiet. And then the high setting, which is still pretty quiet. So it's a really nice heat gun to have. So, okay. Let's see. Okay, we're back We're using the Meet and Brush set. We're using brush number 1. We're darkening up these areas that we want to have more shading. I'm going to go ahead and do this side now. I'm adding clear water, and I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of, you know, I'm not shaping it. And I'm not doing the whole thing. This is a layered area that I want. So now I'm adding that black to it, and I'm going to let it just follow the water. So you're going to have these layers of color. So you're not going to end up with, you're going to actually be able to see like the under layers, the undertones. So you're going to have some harsh lines when you do this, but that's okay, because we want those harsh lines in this style of blending, because we want to be able to see the different layers of fur and all of that. So don't worry about harsh lines when you're doing it like this. You know, let it blend and do its thing, but don't worry too much about having any harsh lines, because we're going to keep blending through and, you know, making this darken up through these layers. Okay. So we want this right here. And again, I'm not doing every section. I'm just doing parts of it so that it can kind of follow and layer through. And it gets darker as we go. That's going to be dark right here too, right up underneath his chin. Okay. Okay. You can even go over that second layer if you want to. And let's dry him. Yes, the free gift is the case that it comes in. It comes in a really nice leather case, which is incredibly helpful to have, by the way. Okay, all right, so now he's kind of blended and darkened up, and we're good. I know he looks like a hot mess right now, but don't worry, he's going to look great once we get our details in. All right, let's do his hip right here. Let's do his main hip. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get some water and put that in there, and we are going to cover the whole thing except for his foot, and we are going to put in this darker brown, which is the raw umber. Just put it in there. And then go ahead and add in some of that black right where it connects. Let it kind of blend down. Get some more of that dark brown and blend that in. You kind of want the black to blend to the dark brown. Okay, and then the last part, what you're going to do is rinse your brush, dry it off. You're going to pick up just a little bit of that color on the hip and add in some of that ochre to just lighten up the hip right there. Okay, so he's got just a little bit of a lighter brown on his hip. Okay, and then again right here, put that lighter ochre in right here where it blends down into his foot. So that we can make his foot look what it needs to look like. And just remember, if you add water, it's going to darken it up. If you take water away, you can take color away, all the things. Just do it until, play around with it until you're comfortable with the way that it looks, and then dry it. Okay, and remember, we're going to be adding details, so it doesn't have to look perfect right now. Aw, Diane, it will be available, yes. It will be available on my EBAY. It'll go up. I usually list everything on Sundays, so this coming Sunday is when it'll go up. but thank you so much. He's a hot mess right now, but he's going to look great when I get done. All right, let's go ahead and add in and do this hip next, guys. So clear water. Not too much. You just want it to glisten, and it doesn't have to be drenched. And add in that burnt umber. Right at the base. And then add in the black at the top. And let them blend together. And then go ahead and do the tail too while you're at it with the black. Okay. I'm going to actually make that tail a little darker. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and make the nose. I'm going to use the gel pen again for the nose because I want to, actually, no, I'm not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my detail brush, my golden maple detail brush, and I'm going to take, and I'm going to do black first, and I'm going to go right across the front of the nose with the black like this. Okay. Like that. Then I'm going to go right along the edge of the left side. Like this. Okay. Then I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going to get just water and I'm going to kind of drag that across so that nose kind of lightens up. If you have too much water, pick it up. So I have too much water in mine. I don't want it to be too much. Drag it across so you have some of those white highlights in the nose. Okay. And then we'll go in with our gel pen in a minute. And we will put in the highlights, okay? Because we're going to need to have a little highlight in the nose right around the nostril areas, okay? But we'll fix that in a minute. Let's go ahead and just let that happen. I need to finish out this ear, y'all. I missed this one section of this ear right here. So let me fill that in. Okay. All right. Now, let's go ahead and start adding in some detail to this. And then we'll get our colored pencils out and he's going to start looking like amazing. Okay. I'm so excited about how he's turning out. I think he's starting to look really, really cute. Okay. So let's go ahead and add in our, let's just get our ear traced first. Okay. And let's go ahead and bring some of that hair off of him. And up like this. Now let's bring his little eyelashes up. See, this is where the magic starts to happen, guys. Oh my goodness. Look how cute his little face is. Oh my gosh. I did, Stacy Lee. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just catching up on comments, guys. Bartor, thank you so much. All right. So how are we doing, guys? Is everybody where they should be right now on this drawing? Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you guys. So you know they're giving away a free gift when you buy the gel pens. Yes, it is. You get a free leather case for it. Yeah, it's the brown leather case. It's really nice. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down. So we're going to follow, again, the contour of his neck and bring that hair off of him. And you just add your hair where you feel like it needs to be. I'm using these grabby multi-liners, but you can use microns. You can use, any waterproof archival ink will work. Just make sure that it's waterproof. Oh, you get a set of pens too. That's cool. I didn't know that. Very cool. Okay, so you get an extra set of pens, I guess. So that's very nice of them. The gel pens are amazing. So just so you guys know, now that this nose is dry, I'm going to put my white highlight there. I'm going to use my other gel pen though, because I want a smaller tip. So I'm going to use my, Shuttle Art one that's got the smaller tip on it for the highlight of the nose, if it works, because sometimes white is always a crapshoot. So let's see, except with the ZSCMs, it's not. I love the ZSCMs because they always work for me. But all right, so we're gonna go like this. Yeah, and then we're going to come around like this to make the highlight of his nose. Looky there, that worked. Very good. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with this grabby multi-liner and darken up the nostril of his nose so that you can see what that highlight does. And right here. So I'm just darkening that up just a tad. There we go. All right, so now his nose looks correct, except for right there. Okay. All right, so now we have a good nose with little nostril holes. Okay. All right, so now I want to bring in, make this mouth kind of come down. And then also I want to bring out some hair right here. Give him a few little dots right there on his little nose and some very small little shading. This black pen right there. Bring his eyes down some. And follow the contour of that eye with some hair. And you can barely see this, but in real life, you can see it a lot better. But this is where that shading comes in. We're going to do some cross hatching right here along the eye, the shape of the eye, so that that personality kind of comes out in his eyes there. And then again, highlight that little lift right along there. Okay. Oh, he looks good. Bring up right here a little bit. So you're just going to go along his little ear and just decide like how you want that to look. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit, you know, I want some hair coming off of it. And you want the ear overlapping. So you want this to be darker. So you can see that overlapping ear coming out like that. So give it that shape that you want it to have, to overlap the head, or the, you know, like make it kind of droopy. So this is the inside, so it's going to be darker here. And then it comes out like that. Okay, so now it's drooping over. I love it. Bring in some shadows here with some cross hatching right there. And we want maybe a little bit of hair coming off of that. Like that. Not too much. But we do want him to be fuzzy, right? Because he's a puppy dog. Okay, and just trace his little body. Bring his legs down. This is where we get to do his little feetsies. His toes. And in his toes, he's got these little claws coming out. And make that contour. And right off of his little hip right here, you know that hair is going to kind of be fly away there. So you want to give him some hair there. Okay. Hey, Kaylin. Enjoy your weekend. Or, I mean, enjoy your week. Have a good week at work this week. I enjoyed hanging out with you this weekend at the gymnastics meet. I'm glad we got to catch up. All right. I told her this weekend, she's like, I see your lives all the time, but I never comment. And I said, you better comment the next time you're in my live. So that was her commenting. She is the one who is one of the girls that owns the gym that I used to own. So they bought my gym from me so I could step down and retire. All right, so we have our tail. Let's give the tail a little bit of hair coming off of it. Oh my goodness, y'all, he's so cute. He's turning out so cute, don't y'all think? And then here, he's kind of got some feet coming out here, but we're not going to be able to see that very well. So I do want to lighten that up though some, so that we can tell that it's the feet. So I'm going to add in some more of this ochre color right here, just to make sure everybody knows that that is his feet. The rest of his feet that, you know, isn't really showing in the picture. Okay. All right. Now let's add the center of the, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Karen. All right. So now we're going to add in some shading here. And let's give him his little toenails. Because we want his feet to be correct. All right, let's go ahead and give him some contour here, right across the hip, down here in the chest area. and over here. I like to make sure that we give it, you know, that we follow those contours enough to where we see the different shapes, because they're this dark color, and because it's dark, sometimes you can't tell where one part of the body starts and one part of the body ends. So you want to make sure that when you're doing these details, you're following where that contour would go to kind of just give it some shading in those areas. All right. Now, he looks super cute, guys. I love the way he's turning out. What I want to see now is I want to go ahead and do more of the details so that he's not so flat, all right? Because he is still kind of flat, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do first, well, first I need to shape out this eye a little bit better, just because I don't like the way it's looking. There we go. That's better. There. Okay. I also don't like the mouth, but I do want him to have some kind of whiskers out like this. I think that'll help. There. That's better. All right. All right, let's get our colored pencils out. Also, let's give him a little bit of a chest right here. Because he's getting lost. Like that part of his body's kind of getting lost. And I don't want that. Okay, so now we can kind of see where the front of him starts there. Okay, all right. Now let's get our colored pencils out. I'm going to be using the Color color pencils to do the shading. You can use whatever color pencils you choose. However, the Color ones are the ones I use because they have a lot of different colors in them. And because of that, I'm able to kind of pick and choose, like really ombre shade, and pick and choose the colors that I want to use. Now, we're using browns, so the browns and blacks. So I'm going to pull out my browns to start. And I'm going to want a light brown, a dark brown. I'm going to want to use this one. Yes. Probably, no, that's a metallic. I don't want to use metallic. Probably this darker brown right here. Okay, those two. And then I'm going to look for a black, because I think I'm going to need to use a black, which I don't use black very often. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to use a black. I'm going to use a, what is this color? This is a dark brownish gray. Okay, so it's almost black. So those are the colors that I'm going to use to do the shading in his hair. And this is what this is going to do is, I mean, if I pulled this tape right now, he would still look really cute and be beautiful. But with this colored pencil, he's going to, hey, Anna, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping in. So I'm going to now kind of make him pop off the page. He's not going to be so flat, okay? And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use a light pressure, a medium pressure, and a dark pressure. Sometimes just a medium and a dark, depending on the area, if it's a smaller area. Now, this ear right here, what we're going to do is we're going to come over this with a light pressure first, all, you know, over his ear. Then we're going to take that medium, we're going to come down, and then we're going to take the dark, and just know this is all light pressure work, guys. Okay. Now I'm doing a medium pressure work. And still medium pressure. And now we're doing heavy pressure. Right? So now you can see I've taken that ear from flat to fluffy, basically. And so now you can see that it no longer looks like it no longer looks flat, for lack of a better word. I don't know how else to explain it, but it looks like it's 3D rounded now because we've put in that shading of the colored pencil. Okay, colored pencils. You want me to go over the colors I'm using? Kinder Kelly, can you go over the pencil color? Yes, okay. I'm using a dark brownish gray, which is the 178. I'm using the medium color I'm using is coffee, which is 182. And then the light color I'm using is 037. It's brown olive. Okay, so these are the 3 colors right there. Hopefully that helps. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to do that same thing along the this eye area. But what we're going to do here is we're only going to use the 2 darker colors because we don't need that lighter color. I'm going to go with a light pressure along the nose of his snout and around the eyes with a light pressure, and just right up underneath his snout right there. Okay. Then I'm going to do the darker color, but I'm going to go closer to the eyes. And I'm not going to go quite as far down the nose and not quite as far down the snout. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but with medium pressure. Okay. So I'm going to go around the eyes, around down along the snout. Medium pressure. And now I'm going to take the darker color. I'm going to go around the eyes with that medium pressure. I'm going to go right in the center here of his nose, not as far down on the snout, not as far down on the bottom of the snout either. Okay. And then I'm going to do heavy pressure. Again, go around the eyes in the center right here. And down the snout. And then I'm going to go with the darker color right around the eyes. This is heavy pressure right along here and just along the snout, right in the center just a little bit. Okay, Now I'm going to take that light color and I'm going to go heavy pressure right at the tips of the eyes. And it's going to kind of blend those together. Okay, and then heavy pressure right along the edge of that medium color down the tip. Okay, so it's going to kind of blend that out. Okay, so now his face has that little, you know, it looks more animated. It looks more like rounded instead of so flat. Okay, now we're going to do that same thing along the edge of his chest. Okay, so we're going to take the light color and we're going to go down his chest and right along the edge of his, like where his shoulders are. And then we're going to take the medium color, same thing, but we're not going to go quite as far. And then we're going to take the dark color and we're not even going to go even close to as far. Okay, same thing, medium pressure now. We're going to do the whole thing again. Medium color, medium pressure, not quite as far down. And dark color, medium pressure, and not even close to as far down. Same thing, heavy pressure this time. Heavy pressure with the medium color. And heavy pressure with the dark color. Okay, so you kind of gave it that shadow in the neck area that separates the head from the neck. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Because these are dark colors, so it's kind of hard to see this shading as much as normal. Ellen loved that. Oh, this is just a stamping block is all it is. It's just a stamping block. You have a reference for this one. Heidi, I do. Let me show you our reference. There is our reference photo, Heidi. Thank you, Tammy. Hi, Jody. How are you? Yeah, this is the reference photo that we're using. Okay. All right. Now we are going to we're going to make some shadows in his legs now to bring out the contours of his legs. Okay, so we're going to go, I'm going to take this light color and I'm just going to draw in some contours with this light color along here. So I'm just going to color in kind of like a diagonal across his leg there. And I want it to come all the way across right here at the base. So I guess that's like a V. So we kind of drew a V. Okay. And now I'm going to take this medium color and I'm going to do just the very center of that V. This is very small, so you don't want a lot. You're going to want to make sure that you have a sharpened tip. And now we're going to take the dark color across there. Okay. And we're going to take our multi-liner and we're going to follow that contour with some shading. Just some small little dashes. Okay. And now we're going to go over the whole foot with that light color. And then we're going to do medium right here where the foot connects. Bring it down and around and up. And then the dark right on this left side. Okay, you can make your contours wherever you want them to be, however you want them to go. just know that you want it to follow your light source. Okay, now we're gonna go back with that medium pressure. Again, medium color, dark color, and then heavy pressure. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna draw in some contour lines. Along the foot, and a medium contour line, and a dark. Okay, now we're gonna take that light color, bring it up, medium color, and dark. Same thing, medium pressure, and heavy pressure. Oh. CD covered. Oh, they do, Jody. That's a good idea. Yeah, if people have, because I have a ton of those. I mean, that I don't ever use anymore because, you know, we stream online now. But for sure. All right, now let's do something right here in the top of the chest area. We're going to come down with that light color right here. Okay, then we'll do the medium, not quite as far. And then we'll do the dark. Just going to kind of highlight that chest area. Okay, now I have a medium pressure. And then we'll move to heavy pressure. Okay. All right. So now he's got, you can tell that this front part of his body is in front of his belly here because we have given it that colored pencil on top of it that's made it less flat. Okay. So that is what we do when we're talking about adding these colored pencils in. Whoops, wrong one. We're going to do a light color here, just right here on the shoulder of the hip, medium color, and dark right in the corner. Okay, medium pressure. And heavy pressure. So now you can see this is brought out the blending that we did with the watercolors now is really, really exaggerated with these colored pencils. So he's got that depth to him, if that makes sense. It's just a stamping block. It's from Stampabilities, and it's just a stamping block that I use to do stamps with. I just grabbed it because I couldn't find my wood this morning. Normally I use my wood, but I don't know what I did with my wood. It's here somewhere, but you guys know that I never can find anything when I need it. So, all right, same thing right here. We're going to go along this little area. Medium pressure. Heavy pressure. Oh, my tummy's growling, y'all. I'm hungry. All right. Okay, so there is his other hip now. So you can see that we've added in those areas that we want to not be so flat. Okay. I'm just kind of highlighting this last foot, just like we did the other two. So he doesn't look quite so flat there. Maybe add in a little bit on the top of the tail. And y'all, check this out. I'm just going to show y'all this because I was telling, somebody was asking me about pencil sharpener last week, and I want to show you guys this one that I have. Okay. You just put it down in here, and it sharpens it and spits it out. Look at that. How cool is that? And it doesn't eat up a ton of your pencil either. So I really like that. And I don't have to worry about breaking my lead because it goes in straight and holds it straight the whole time. So when I want to sharpen it and I want to get a really nice sharp tip for, you know, the things that I'm working on, I can do that. Okay. He is looking good, y'all. Again, let me sharpen this. Because sometimes you just need a really sharp tip to get these details to come out. All right. So now there we go. I think he looks precious. I don't know about you guys, but I think he looks great. We're going to do some splatters. I'm going to cover his little face because I do not want what makes him have art. It is the, hang on, let me pull it up for you. It's this one right here. It's, I just got the black one, but they have it in different colors. It's pinned below for you. I love it. Because I don't have to, you know, if you're not careful when you're using soft core pencils, if you tilt it when you're putting it into your sharpener, it can break the lead and then you've wasted that lead. And I don't want to waste my lead because, you know, pencils are expensive, especially good high quality ones. And so it just keeps me from wasting it. So I really like that. And it doesn't eat up a lot of the pencil either when it takes it down in there. Like it sharpens it and then it's done and it spits it out. So I like that. Okay. First thing I want to do before we do the splatters, I do want to get my Grabby Multiliner out and just clean up and make sure he has enough hair coming off of him. I want him to be fuzzy like a dog, and I want him to have the hair that he needs. So, and I want to make sure that looks good. Especially right here on his hip where the hair would be sticking out. And right here. And at the tip of his tail. Okay. Bring in some of that. All right. I think we're good. So now we are going to cover his little face because I don't want his face to get messed up. So I'm going to cover his face and his nose. Okay. And we're going to splatter him with some of this. I'm going to use the dark ochre color. Because that's mostly what we used on him. A lot of that dark brown color. So that's what I'm going to use to splatter. It's going to look almost black, and I'm not going to do a ton, but I do want him to have some. Okay. All right. So I've splattered him. And now, whoops. Pick it up. Oh, y'all, he looks so cute. Okay. So now I am going to dry it, and then we will peel the tape, and you will see the border that we did. Remember, we did that yellow background at the very beginning. So the very yellow background is going to now show once we peel this tape. Even though it looks white right now, once we peel the tape, it's not going to look white. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do something with his eyes. I feel like his eyes need a little bit more of this lighter brown in them. I don't know if I can do that with my detail brush. We're about to find out. I might have to do it with a gel pen. Let's see. I'm afraid if I use a gel pen, it's not going to look good, so I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. Okay. Sorry, guys. You know, I could sit and nitpick everything piece by piece apart. I don't know if you guys do that with your art, but I do. I pick it apart over and over and over. And I keep thinking, oh, I could have done that better, or I could have done that better. But anyway, okay, let's go ahead and peel this off so we can see that beautiful yellow border. Look at him. He's so cute. Okay. My sister has a Dachshund named Rosie, and this is who this reminds me of. It reminds me of Rosie. Their little Dachshund Rosie. Look at how cute he is. What do you guys think? All right, you guys, give me your feedback on this. This was one of y'all's requests, was to do a Dachshund. So I want to make sure that, you know, if you guys are wanting to do things, I'm going to try them. They may not turn out exactly the way that we want them to, but I personally think that he turned out adorable. He is so cute. I am happy with mine. Looks really good. Yay, Rose Garden. I'm so glad. That's awesome. Yay, yay. Hi, Debbie. How are you? I think he looks great. I think he turned out super cute. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I think he's really cute. I'm very happy with how he turned out. I'm going to go ahead and sign him with my waterproof pen because I made that mistake and messed it up the other day. Oh, y'all, sorry. My tummy is just a growling. Okay, so I signed him with my waterproof pen. So, see you guys? That's not so hard, is it? We did it. I can't believe we managed to make that work. I was really concerned. I thought he was going to be a lot harder than he was. But he turned out really good. Drawing him was what my fear was. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to draw him. But hey, we did it. So, and I think he turned out really good. He looks great. And I hope that you guys love him as much as I do. My face proportions are off, but I'm glad I did it. Yay, Kinder Kelly. It's all right if they're off a little bit. Mine, I feel like mine is off too a little bit. I feel like it could have come down and been a little thicker through the, through the nose. But, it is what it is. And we learned, right? We've learned how to do it, which is great. I have, I'm not great with doing things exactly proportional either, so I struggle with that. You can do anything that is possible. Stacy Lee, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. You're sweet. Y'all don't forget to grab your engagement points. Okay, so here's what we did today. We used our Meeden paints. So let me give you guys, let me put those paints in here, right here. These are the paint sets that we used. What was that you had it taped to? It wasn't a plastic box, Stacy Lee. It is a stamp. It's just a stamp block. That's all I have. I use it for a stamp block. Where I put my stamps on here and stamp them onto paper. So I just used it for that because I didn't have my wood today. But normally that's just my stamp block. So, all right. So we used the Meeden paints. All right, these Meeden paints are that you get 96 colors in this pack. There's also a 48 color pack. I have the 48 color and I love it, but I used the 96 color today. They go from lightest to darkest, so they're very, very easy to shade because you can just move up the chain to do your shading. So like when we shaded through here, that's what we did. We did the ochre and then we moved to the dark ochre and then we moved to the dark ochre and then we moved to the raw umber. So we were able to just move up the palette and that kind of helps you with your shading as you go. So I love that. I also love the fact that it's got 48 primary and secondary colors, but also it has 30 of these metallics and it has 12 macaroons and it has 6 of the neon colors. It comes with a pencil and a brush. It comes with an eraser and it comes with 2 art sponges. It also comes with this palette right here for mixing and it just slips right down in here and folds in when you're ready to close it up. So I love the fact that I can pull this off and use it wherever I need to and then just put it back so I don't lose it whenever I'm done. So that is these paints are creamy and buttery and they are very, very highly pigmented. As you can see, you get really good color with them. They blend super easy, all the things. So that is what we use to do our little puppy dog today. So those are the tubes. And yes, my tube of you is working. The link was kind of messed up over the weekend, but it's not anymore. It is fixed. So if you missed this tutorial and you want to do it, this will be uploaded to my tube of you for you guys to see the replay of this tutorial. All right. I upload them in their entirety so you can fast forward through all the product introduction and all that kind of stuff. But I do put product links in them for you guys that link back here to TikTok so that you guys can grab them if you want to. All right. The other thing that we use, well, the first thing that we used was this pencil set from Nick Pro. Guys, this pencil set is amazing. I'm just going to tell you guys right off the bat that if you don't have a good mechanical pencil set and you are drawing your own art, then you need to get a good mechanical pencil set, okay? It doesn't have to be this one that I'm showing you, but you definitely need to get one because the idea behind having different sizes and being able to pick and choose like the tip size without it dulling on you is amazing. Because if I'm drawing with, let's say, a regular pencil and I sharpen it, then it's going to be really, really sharp at the beginning, right? but then as I use it, it's going to dull down and round off, and then the lead is going to get wider and wider and wider. So you're not going to get your good, crisp, clean lines when you're drawing. So if I'm drawing something like this lion here that I've got in my sketchbook drawn out, if I'm drawing him, these little mane lines, these little hair, those are all going to be different widths because the tip is going to dull out. But if you're using a mechanical pencil like this, you can get the same size lines throughout your entire drawing. The only thing you do is you just push the end and you make your lead get longer as it goes down, but it doesn't, the width doesn't change. And that is what is so important when you're talking about drawing. Because if you look at this right here, this shading, you know, you want all of your shading and stuff to be done exactly the same. And you can't do that with a regular pencil. It's really important to have a good mechanical pencil set if you are sketching, okay? So this Nick Pro set right here is great, but obviously you can, you know, any mechanical pencil set is fine. The reason I love this set is because you get all your different sizes. So you get your 0.5, your 0.7, and your 0.9, and then you get your 2.0s. You get all of your lead hardnesses, which means that you get your, you know, HB, your 2H, your 4H, your 2B, your 4B, all of those. So you get the different hardnesses. So you get different shades of darkness and lights in your pencil set. You also get colored pencils with this. You get extra erasers. You get a kneaded eraser, which is, if you're doing watercolor art, a must. And then you also get 3 of these soft erasers as well. You get pencil sharpeners for your 2.0 pencil sizes, because those are a little thicker than your short ones, or than your smaller sizes. So you get sharpeners for those as well. It comes in this little case that you can just close up and take with you. I literally do not leave my house without this pencil set. And I'm not lying when I say that. Like, I'm talking about, it goes in my bag every time I leave the house, because I never know when I'm going to see something that I'm going to want to sketch out really quickly, especially for my draw my day stuff. So if I'm doing a draw my day, I'm sorry, I thought it was pinned, Talia. Hang on, I'll put it right here. There you go. It's pinned. It's product number 4. I seriously, like, I do draw my days, and when you do a draw your day, you know, you're looking for things throughout your day to draw in your journal, right? So I'm looking for, you know, different things. So like, for instance, this day, that little plant. And so I'm going to pull out my pencils and I'm going to sketch it really quickly. And that way I have it sketched. So when you're doing that, you want to have a good sketch pencil set with you. So I just throw this in my bag. I have a fairly large bag that I take with me everywhere I go. And oh, Talia, thank you so much for that purchase. You are going to love that pencil set. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I love it so much. So thank you for your purchase. But yes, so this pencil set is, I mean, it's amazing for draw your day journaling, or for sketching out your art before you paint it. Like, we sketched this whole thing out with the 0.5 in this set today before we even did him. If you missed the tutorial, don't forget, you can get it on my Tube of You channel. It'll be uploaded when I'm done here today. I'll go and upload it. So that's fine. Samantha, I feel that so much. I have a Nina backpack bag. So it's like a purse, but it also has backpack straps on it. And I literally love it so much because it fits all of my stuff. It fits my tablet. It fits my pencil set. It fits my travel watercolor set. It fits my journal, everything. So I can just throw it all in that bag and it keeps everything in there. I love it so much. But yes, I agree with you on the fact that we need to invent one that keeps all of your art supplies in there and organized, that you can just grab and go. I actually, Funto makes a travel set, and I have one coming in because I wanted to see if it's something that I can use for that very purpose. So once it comes in, I'll share it with you guys on my live so you guys can see what it looks like and how it works. But it's a bag and it's got everything in it, and it's supposed to stay organized. So we'll see if if it's what we're talking about. So Michelle, thank you so much for that purchase. You're going to like those pencils, I promise. You're really going to love this set. The funny thing about this set, guys, is that my husband got this for me. It was one of my Christmas gifts. And honestly, when he got it, I was like, I have a pencil set. Not a big deal. Like, thank you. I love the fact that he thought about me, and obviously he was thinking, like, what would she like? But I had no idea how much I was going to fall in love with this set, because these pencils right here they're lightweight, but they're really good, heavy, sturdy metal, even though it feels light. So I really like the way they feel when I'm writing with them. But also, I love the fact that they have this little gauge on them that you can change. So when you change the lead in the pencil, you also can change this gauge to tell you what kind of lead is in the pencil. So you don't have to remember what you put in it. And that, to me, is really cool as well. I love that they're color-coded, so I know which lead goes into which pencil. So the blues go into the blue pencil, and the yellows go with the yellow, and so forth. So that makes things a lot easier for me when I'm putting my leads in. So, and I love that it has a little case. So like, he really was being thoughtful when he got me this gift. But not only that, I did not think I was going to love it as much as I do, and I absolutely do. So I'm just like, this is literally one of my favorite gifts that I got this year for Christmas. And I cannot tell you how much I use it, like all the time. Constantly. So there's that. So we did use that to draw our little puppy dog before we started our color. Okay. Whoops, got it for you. What? My husband got it for me. Jody, my husband. Oh, okay. I was like, what? My husband grabbed it for me. So I love the fact that I can take it with me too. So I really do like it. Okay, so that's what we used to draw. So let's move on. The next thing that we needed was obviously we needed good paper, right? And the paper that I use is the Meeden paper right here. And I use the 5x7 size. And I use the cold press. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know what I did with my paper, y'all. Where is it? Look around, Ellen. Y'all, it couldn't have gone far. What do y'all think I did with it? Everything is within arm's reach these days, so it could not be far. I just don't have a clue what I did with it. Did I cover it up with my gel pens or my colored pencils? No. Oh, here it is. Sorry, guys. All right. So this is the paper that I use. It is the Stacy Lee, thank you for purchasing those pencils. You are going to love, love, love them. They're going to make drawing for you so much easier. And you're such a good artist from a sketching standpoint that's going to really up your sketching game. You're going to be very, very surprised at how well it's going to improve your drawing skills, which are already amazing. So, okay. So the paper that we use is this Meeden cold press paper. It is the 5x7 size in the 100% cotton. And the reason I love this paper is obviously the texture first. I love the texture. I love the absorption rate of this paper. It doesn't absorb super fast, but not super slow either. It's like a perfect absorption rate. So you have the perfect amount of time to blend your colors and everything before it dries, which I love. I did, Stacy Lee. It turned out so good. Matter of fact, I shared it. I think it's on my story right now because I shared it to my story. But you can see like the beautiful texture of this paper. and how it makes your images look. I really, really love it. I have let me see if I can find it. Here it is. I have a comparison because I want you guys to see the difference. I think it's important for you guys to see. This is on a less expensive paper that does not have the kind of texture that this paper has. Okay, and you can see, if you look at it, they're both beautiful. Okay, so don't get me wrong. They're both beautiful pieces of art. However, the texture of this and the quality of the coloring of this paper, you can just see the difference. Okay, I did this one on the cheap paper. I did this one on this more expensive paper. And when I say more expensive, I mean a couple bucks more a package is all. It's not like it's super expensive or anything. But you can definitely see the difference in the look of the image. This one's much more flat. Even though we use the colored pencils, it's still much, much more flat looking than this one. And it's because of the paper. The paper does make a difference. So if you're looking to level up your art game, you really need to level up your paper game, because that's where it starts. It's going to start with your paper. You just click on my picture right up here at the top. Click on it and then click on it again, and you'll see my stories will be there. I think that's how you do it. I'm not sure. Rebecca, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. All right, so if anybody has any questions about this paper, I would be happy to answer them. The other reason that I like this is because you can get 4 of these ACEO sizes out of one sheet of this paper. So if you look at this now, you see that I can fit 4 of these on here, on that one sheet, and I don't have any waste left over, so I don't have like a little strip at the end that I'm not going to use or anything like that. It's just gonna it's gonna make 4 equal ACEO sizes. So in this pack of paper, I get 20 sheets, which means I can get 80 of this ACEO size out of this entire pack of paper. So you're talking about, you know, for whatever the price is right now, is running under $15, I think. You get 80 different ACEO sizes. So I think that's just like, that's a bargain and totally worth it for the quality of paper that it is. It's really, really good quality. So I love, love, love it. And that's the paper that we used today. All right. Okay, the other thing that we used today was we used the Meeden. First we used the Meeden brushes, which are right here. Okay, and we used the 1 and the 5. We used the 5 for the background, and we used the 1 for the main work of the art. Okay. But this particular set comes with 4 brushes. You get the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7. You do not have to have just 4. They do make a 9 brush set as well if you like more sizes. I personally think this 4 brush set has been fine for me. The thing I love about these brushes is that they do not rust, so you don't end up with rust in your artwork, which is great. The ferrule stays really tight and doesn't loosen up. They hold their shapes really well, so the tips of these, you can even do like small detail work with the tips of these brushes because they hold their shape so well. I love these brushes so much. They also are very short, so you can control your strokes really well. And they are made in such a way as to reduce hand fatigue. So the way that this is designed it does reduce hand fatigue if you're painting for long periods of time like I do. Then your hand does not get as tired as quickly, and I love that about them. They are a professional brush set, but they do not cost a professional price. So I also love that about them. So because I'm telling you guys, it is very difficult to find a really good professional brush set that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. And this entire set is under $25, which for me is like a bonus on top of the fact that the quality is amazing. So they're currently on a flash sale. Even when they're not on a flash sale, they're under like $30, I think. So you can always check the price. But I can tell you that right now, the flash sale, I think they're under $25, and they are absolutely amazing. So take advantage of that and grab a set of these. If you don't have a good set of brushes, it will level up your art so fast, guys. So brushes really, really matter. Brushes and paper matter more than anything, I think, because you can pretty much make any color look good if you have good paper and good brushes. So question, how do you know what the pencil's like if you want to change a lead to light dark? You know what the pencil's like. You mean in the pencil set? Okay, so the H is the lighter colors, and the HBs are going to be darker. So like if you have like a 2H, it's going to be lighter than like if you have like a 2B. A 2B is going to be your darkers. So you just want to go, it goes like H's go to the lighter side and B's go to the darker side. So that's how you know. So like a 2B and a 4B, the 4B is going to be much darker than the 2B. And a 2H is going to be much darker than a 4H. A 4H is going to be super, super light. So that's how you know. So your HB or your 2HB or your 4HB. So that's how you kind of know, how you get which leads you want. It depends on the hardness of the lead. Like the softer leads are going to be darker than the harder leads. The harder leads they're going to sketch a lot lighter. So you just want to make sure that you, and just play around with it, and you'll learn which ones you like and which ones you prefer. So, I play around with mine, but I use the H's a lot because I like the lighter sketching, and then I go over them with my multi-liners. But sometimes I want to use the darker ones to do shading, and so I'll switch over to the darker ones for that. So you'll get to know your style and what you like. So, because you draw more than I do, so you'll really probably figure it out a lot better or a lot quicker than I did, because you do a lot more drawing, whereas I draw and paint a lot, but you do a lot of sketches. So you're going to really, really like that pencil set a lot. I think you're going to really learn how those leads work, and you're going to be like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. If you do sketching, having that pencil set is a no-brainer for sure. Okay, so we use this brush set. All right. The other brush set that we used was this golden maple set. Now, this set is for detail work. So for all of the little, small details and some of the smaller shading areas, and around, the edges where we did, the feet and all of the nose, the shading that we did on the nose, all of that stuff we used this golden maple set. I used the 18 today, which was the 18 over 0. The great thing about this set is it is a set that holds 20 different brushes. It's designed for like miniature painting, like when you're painting like dollhouse furniture or like toy, like model cars and things like that. But it works great for watercolors as well. You get flat brushes, you get liners, you even get your fan brush, you get your round brushes, and you get all of these different sizes. It comes in this amazing case that just closes up so that you can just travel with it really easily. This brush set sells out very quickly. As a matter of fact, they just got them back into stock, and they're almost sold out again. So just so you know, if you like this set, you should definitely grab it because they do not stay in stock very often. But I love it. I use it all the time. Every single day I pull this set out at least once, if not more than once. And I use it all the time. So that is a really good detail brush, if you're brush set, if you're looking for details. Oh, yay. Cool, Stacy Lee. That's awesome. Yeah, the printers are really cool. I love my printer. And matter of fact, I should start that flash sale again because I forgot to do that earlier. So let me do that really quickly for you guys. I will start the flash sale on the printer paper and also on the printer itself. Because I have it's a really good price for it. It's normally $159 and you can get it on flash sale for $64, I think is what it is, maybe. Hang on, let me find it so I can start the sale for you guys. They gave me 10 of these codes. I don't know how many I have left. I didn't look, but if you're looking to get a really good, you know, digital inkless printer, then for sure grab one of these because it's so worth it. Now you can get the printer with 50 sheets of the paper for $90 to $99, so under $93, and normally just the printer itself is $159. So just so you know, you can get that for a really good price right now. I'll pin it for you guys while I'm talking about some other things, so that you guys have it, so you guys can see it. It's here somewhere. I've got to find it though. Oh, goodness, y'all. Sifting through all of these things on here is hard to find. Where are you? Show me, show me, show me. Goodness. Okay. Here is the... Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. I know that was loud. Here it is right here. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so normally this is $159. But is currently on flash sale for $64.99. That does not come with the paper. It comes with like 5 sheets of paper. But if you want to get the 50 sheets of paper, you can get that for $92.99. And it comes with 50 sheets of paper. So just click that link and it'll give you that information. I love it because I can print stickers out of my art and sell them at my shows, and the teenagers love having stickers. So this was like one of my art pieces, and I just snapped a good photo of it and I print it out, and they can get stickers of my art. And if I run out on site on a popular piece, I can just print them right there because the printer is teeny tiny and it just spits them out, and it makes them, you know, stickers. So I love this printer. It's really great. So I've got 10 of those on flash sale right now. So grab one up if you are looking for a good inkless printer to print your photos. And they print in color. So you get these cute little pictures in color of your artwork or of stickers that you want to print off of your phone. This is my little sweet granddaughter. Look how precious she is. So I love it. And it comes with, you know, Michelle, you can get the refill paper as well on flash sale. It's right here. Here is, I just pinned it for you. That is the refill paper. And currently they have a flash sale for if you want to get the 20 pack or 20 sheets, it's $17.99. If you want to get the 50 pack, it's like $28.99, I think. So it's under, you know, under $30 to get 50 more sheets of it, and it's on flash sale as well. You can click that. I have 10 of those left as well. So just click that link and it'll take you straight to the paper for it. And again, it's an inkless printer, but you do have to have the paper for it. So it won't just print on regular paper. You have to have this special paper. It's this zinc paper. So you want to make sure you grab those on a flash sale. Don't buy them off of somebody's showcase unless it's on a flash sale, because guys, they will, there's going to be flash sales. Like, I have flash sales for this refill every day that I'm on my live. So if you're needing refill, just tell me and I will start the flash sale for you. Don't pay full price. You don't need to. You can get these on flash sale. Okay. Okay. So then the other thing that we used was these pencils right here. These are my favorite set of pencils right now. I love them so much. And the reason that I do, and I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to show you the difference because I want you guys to see what I'm talking about. So I had a 72 color set of pencils that I absolutely loved. I had them for almost 3 years. And they are a beautiful set, and I still use them, and I still love them, so don't get me wrong. I want to make sure that y'all know that. However, this is the area that I did with those pencils. It is beautiful. Do you see how amazing it is? However, this is what I did with the new pencils because I had more options of colors, so I could blend it a lot better. So do you see the difference in the blend of this versus this? That's because I had fewer options to choose from in the shades of that orange. And because I had fewer options, I couldn't make it as ombre as I wanted it to. But here I had multiple options. So I used 3 different colors of orange here. I used 6 different colors of orange here. So it blended and ombre'd a lot better because I had more options to choose from. Same thing with this pink here. Okay. The pink we did here and the pink that I did here, I had more options. The pink I did here, I had more options. So, yeah, it's a big difference because what happens is you get to choose, like, let me pull them out. Let me just show you. So, if I were to choose, a pink, and I only had the options of, say, a light pink or like a light pink, a medium pink, and a dark pink, then I'm looking at this right here. Okay. You get your light. Sorry, right here. Your light, your medium, and your dark. So you have these harsh lines, right? But if you do 6 colors of pink instead, you get your light, you get your light medium, you get your medium dark, your dark medium, and then your dark. So you get much more of an ombre color and shade when you have more to choose from, okay? So for instance, here, oh, that's okay, Crystal Joy, no worries. I was like, what? I was confused. So if you look at, I'm going to show you in this green, okay? And I have this on my page. You can look on my page. I have a video of this on there. But here I used 3 different greens. I used a light, I used a medium, and I used a dark. And you can see the difference between when I used the light, and then I used a medium light, then I used a medium, and then a medium dark, and then a dark. So I used 6 different colors to blend this, and I used 3 different colors to blend that. So you can see the lines where I changed, okay? But here you see it ombres very slowly into that dark color. And it's because I had more options of colors to choose from than the smaller set, okay? The smaller set, I only had 3 greens. The larger set, I had multiple greens. So that is why I have recently shifted from the smaller 72 color set to the larger 240 color set, because now I don't have an option of just 6 pinks to choose from. I have an option of all of these pinks to choose from, pinks and reds. So now I can choose, if I want to do a blend, I can choose gradients very slowly, and I can get these beautiful ombres like this instead of this. Okay, that's the difference. So because people are like, oh my gosh, 240 colors that's like overkill. Well, it's not if you know how to blend, okay? If you're working on blending and you really want to show those blends, then you're going to want to have more of an option. If you look at our tutorial that we did today, you can see how I did that blending. So I used, especially here on his nose, I used the light, and then I used the dark or the medium, and then I used the dark, and I was able to ombre those blends because I didn't just have 3 browns to choose from. I had multiple browns to choose from. So I was able to get a blend that ombreed into his nose so much better when we did the shading. So same thing here with his chest. You know, I was able to ombre that blend in the chest so much better because I had more options to choose from. So this was this color set is what I use for that. It's 240 different colors. And again, if you look, you can see this is 3 greens. This is 6 greens. It is a big, big difference, guys. The orange, that's 6 oranges, that's 3 oranges. So you get a much bigger option and a much better blend when you're using more colors. So they're both beautiful, don't get me wrong. I love them both. But if you look at this compared to this, you see the difference. That's not blended near as well as this. And that's because that's less colors than this one. So that's how we do it. Okay. All right. So any questions on, do you have the color book? Are you talking about this book that I'm using right now? This coloring book that I'm using is mine. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, this one's mine. And you guys know where you can find all of my LINKs on my TikTok page. So it's there under my picture and stuff. You can click it and it'll take you straight to my, these things that you're interested in that are mine. Okay. Yes, this is mine, and it's, and there is an LINK on my TikTok page. Okay. So, and I like grayscale coloring pages. I love grayscale because it gives you a guide for shading. So if you struggle with not knowing how to shade, then grayscale coloring books are going to be the way to go because it gives you a guide on shading. And then once you color it, you can't even tell that it was grayscale. It just looks like so beautiful, and it looks like you did all that shading, and it's amazing. So I just love grayscale coloring. That's just me, though. A lot of people don't like it, but I do. I really like grayscale coloring. So, okay. So those are all of the products that we used today. Oh, and we used the Grabby multi-liners. Sorry, guys. I forgot about that. Grabby multi-liner pins, which are right here. I love these because they come in all different sizes. We use the 005 today, but you can see they come in all of these sizes right here, and they come in all of these colors as well. So I love those pins because they are waterproof and they do not bleed when you put water over the top of them. So yes, it is a great way to learn shading, Jody. You're absolutely right. I love it because it does teach you how to shade. Bartor, thank you for the follow. I'm going to follow you back right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so any questions over any of the products that we used today? Another thing that you guys were asking me about was the pencil sharpener. I want to show you the pencil sharpener that I didn't have it the other day. You guys were like, what pencil sharpener do you recommend? And I said it was in the house. But this is the pencil sharpener that I absolutely love, and here is why. I'm going to show you guys what it does. Just with a regular pencil, because I don't want to sharpen my colored pencils right now because they don't need it. But here's a regular pencil. And you just put it in here like this. And it sharpens it for you. And then it just spits it out. And you have this nice sharpened lead. I love it. And the reason I do is because when you're using colored pencils and you don't want to mess up your colored pencils because you don't want to break the lead in them, because if you break the lead, you've wasted it, right? So with these colored pencils, you put it in there and you can't tilt it. You have to push it straight down. It doesn't let you tilt it. So you don't end up breaking your lead, which is great. And it does the sharpening for you. So as soon as it's sharp, it spits it out. So you're not wasting any of your pencil, which for me is a big deal because I don't want to waste my colored pencils by sharpening them too much, because they're expensive. So if you're looking for a really good sharpener, that is the one that I recommend. And it's so much fun. My grandkids love that sharpener. They love to be able to put my pencils in there and sharpen things. And I have a laser printer, or a Glowforge. And so I do a lot of engraving on pencils, and my pencils that I order are not sharpened. And so when I do the engraving on them and they have to be sharpened before I send them off to the customer, I give that pencil sharpener to my grandkids and they sharpen all of the pencils for me, and they have so much fun doing that. So if you're looking for a really good sharpener to have in your studio, I'm telling you guys, it's a great sharpener to have. Plus, it will entertain your grandkids or your kids for a long time. So I love it. Michelle, you're going to love it. Thanks for the purchase. You're really going to like that pencil sharpener. And it does keep you from breaking your leads, which I like, because soft core pencils, when you put them down in a pencil sharpener, if you tilt them at all, it will break that lead off and then you waste it. And you don't want to waste your lead, because let me tell you something, these pencils are not, they're not cheap. So you don't want to, waste them. So you always want to make sure that when you sharpen them as efficiently as possible. So, and you are going to really, really like that sharpener. And so are your kids. If you have young kids or grandkids, they're going to love it. Okay, so this was our tutorial today. I hope you guys absolutely had so much fun. I loved it. We had a blast. And gosh, y'all, he turned out so stinking cute. I will upload him to my Tube of You. If you missed today's tutorial, you can get the replay there. I am incredibly grateful and that you guys hung out with me today and did this with me. But if you missed it, you can get the replay. I think he turned out beautifully. I hope that you love him as much as I do. So we get to mark that off of our list. Somebody told me they wanted a Dachshund. So I marked him off of our list. So now we still have a horse and a mouse. Oh, no, we did the mouse. I got to mark off the mouse. We did the mouse. We did the mouse in the cup last week. We still have a hedgehog and an otter and a fox and a Highland cow and an elephant. We did, let's see, somebody said a hummingbird, possum. So we still have quite a few things that we need to do. So, yes, the mouse I will be putting it on my Tube of You, Stacey Lee. Honestly, I've just been so busy, I haven't had time to do it. So it will go up as well. So I will get this dog and I will get our mouse. Where is my mouse? Let me show you the mouse. I will get him, and I will get him uploaded onto my Tube of You today at some point. All right, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed it today. Everybody who made purchases today, thank you so very much. I'm so appreciative of all the purchases that you made. Don't forget, if you do want paper for the printer, or if you want the printer, I do have flash sale codes for that. I also have flash sale codes for the big monitor that I use during my lives. That also is you know, has all your streaming and all the things. It turns up and down. Look at that. It's amazing. And it's, my grandkids love this because they can play around with it. But also, you know, you can download all of your apps. You can use it for entertainment. I personally use it because I like to have a big screen for my lives and for my, you know, when I'm recording videos, I can keep my script on here, which is really nice. And I can, you know, read my script behind me as I'm videotaping or whatever. So this has got so many uses for an art studio. I love it. It does have, you know, there is a way that when you click it, you can click on payment plans for it. It is this one right here. Let's see. I'm going to put it on the screen so you guys can see it. I have a few flash codes left on this, guys, for you guys to save a little over $100. It's normally $7.99 and the flash code puts it at $6.90. So it's under $700 for the whole thing. And I just love it. I mean, I use it all the time. Plus, it rolls around very smooth. Like it's got these, you know, to just roll it around. I mean, I can roll it around with my foot. It rolls so well. So, it has this little, sorry about my art studio floor has got stuff all over it, but it does roll around and I absolutely love it. So if you're interested in something like that, you can get payment plans on it. That I think you can click the 4 payment plan or whatever, and it works really good. Okay, so there's that, and I have a few of those codes left as well. So hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I know I did. He is one of my favorites so far out of all of the ones that we've done up to this point, which we have done a lot of cute ones. Look at this, guys. Oh my goodness. So cute. Love, love, love it. Another thing that I use this for is I'll pull up my picture on here and I have a big screen so I can like grid it off in my mind and draw it much, much easier than if I have a small photo on my computer. So I like that as well. Okay. So that is it for me today. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I should be on in the morning. I think my schedule tomorrow is for the morning. So I should be on at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow morning. And I will see you guys then. Okay? Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. I will see you tomorrow morning for another tutorial. If you missed this one today, go ahead. You know where you can get the replay at on my Tube of You, and I will see you guys tomorrow, all right? You're so welcome, Michelle. Marta, thank you for the follow. I'm following you back. Thank you guys so much. Bartor, thank you. You are so welcome. I'm glad you guys joined us today. We had so much fun.